Hello there, how you doing today? My name is Karo. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Talk with Karo. If you're watching the show for the first time, the show is a place where I discuss everything real estate with the focus on helping you find genuine, safe properties that have very good potential for profits, so that you'll be able to maximize your return as you are investing in real estate. If you know better, you do better. You might have made some mistakes in the past, but this show I help you rectify all that and help you do better in real estate. On the show today, I have a special guest. Some of you have been looking forward to meeting the special guest. So I have a special guest with me who I'll be bringing on very, very soon. And he happens to be my business partner in real estate and also my life partner. Yeah, if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, you remember that I got married at some point this year, June 12th, memorable day of my life. And we had a short vacation video where I introduced him to you guys, and I said at some point I'll bring him to the show so that we'll just sit there and talk real estate, because he's also into real estate as well. So yeah, meet him.
So thank you very much for having me today on the show. My name is Oyekomi Owoyele, and it's an honor to be here. I get all the well wishes and all the regards that you sent through my wife, and it's really been very exciting for me to come to be part of the show today. Well, let's talk about real estate as it relates to all the real estate companies that we partner with, and see how we can help you maximize your return on investment and guide you on genuine properties to buy and properties that you would not have to regret in the long run.
It's so good to have you, honey, partner.
It's my pleasure.
You guys have wanted to meet him, have him on the show since I said that. So he's here and he's vast in real estate as well. So we'll be discussing together. I'd like us to start with price appreciation, the property, because this year we were able to introduce a number of properties to our audience, and some that did really well in terms of price appreciation. And I just want us to start with that, look into that, and before we talk about more topics. So which property would you say really stood out this year?
Yeah, for this year, I think among others, Lagoon Front really stood out this year in terms of appreciation. This when it launched, it came for 5 million naira, and it's, as we speak now, it's selling for 100% of the price with which it launched, which is 10 million naira. That is quite a huge one, and I believe that is the highest appreciation that we have so far in the properties that we presented to our audience. And another one that comes to mind is Peak of Bungalow Phase 3. And Peak Bungalow also did well, though not as much as Lagoon would compare. So Peak Phase 3 started selling at about 19 million naira, and currently is selling for 23 million naira. And that's about 4 million naira difference within the period of give or take 12 months. That is also something that's quite reasonable from a property in Awuyaya.
Yeah, I would say those two properties, they stand out. They really stand out. Unfortunately, a lot of people were not able to take advantage of Lagoon Front when it was 5 million naira, because of the beachfront, because the same company that has Lagoon has beachfront, and beachfront phase 2 then was still waiting for allocation. So the allocation being delayed affected trust among people as expected. So when it was selling for 5 million naira, a number of people who would have invested missed it, but those who invested, congratulations. It was pre-launched at 5 million. Now it went to 7.5, now it's 10 million naira. So that's 100% increase. That is the number one property for me, definitely. And the next thing we would like to talk about is there are properties that were launched this year, right? And those properties went ahead to really get, like, the speed in development is really, really impressive. And we want to talk about some of those properties this year. If you think about it, the estates that we visited, the ones we've seen this year, which one would you say among those that were launched this year, which one would you say stand out in terms of speedy development? Because that's what we're always about. We recommend these properties to clients, and we are always happy when properties that we recommend are doing well, because that tells well on us as well.
In terms of development, I think this the one that we would say have a very rapid development is Peak Phase 3 at Awuyaya. I think the pace of work there within a period of months was quite impressive. The last time we went there, I think we comparing to what we saw the first time we went to inspect the site, it's quite phenomenal. So I would say Peak Phase 3 and the castle also at Awea. The castle also had a very impressive rate of construction going on in the estate. So I think those two, I would say, in terms of speedy development, would be my pick.
That's true. I definitely agree with you. Those two estates stand out, and we must emphasize that our review, the overview we are giving, is from the companies that we partnered with, our partners, and not just our partners. They selected properties that we've picked out. The fact that a company is our partner doesn't mean that we're selling everything that they are selling. So we have favorites. We'll pick those ones that we feel like we ourselves we want to invest in. So those are the ones we'll present to you. So it's from that angle that we're saying everything that we're saying. Because I'm sure that there will be other estates out there that did well that we are not aware of, or that were not they are not our partners, so we've not been introduced to the properties. So that's it. And apart from those properties that were launched this year, there are other properties, even though they were launched last year, that also did well in terms of the speed, the progress from what you saw last year and what we're seeing this year. And those properties include Paragon Terrace, the houses in Meridian Boulevard Estates in Ajay Brahmadesoya, and those other estates. So looking at the Avocado as well, the one in Abijo, they were not launched this year, but those are properties that also did well this year. So yeah. So the next thing we'll be addressing is what everyone wants to hear: property allocation. Property allocation. Which company did some allocation this year? Because these things are usually in batches. A company cannot possibly allocate to everybody in one day, and everybody wouldn't have even qualified for allocation in one day, because there are a lot of people on payment plan. So some of the companies that really stood out for us that did allocation this year, you would say which company?
Yeah, for companies that were able to carry out allocation this year, I think on the list would come Gracias Morganite, Fairfield Estate, Peak Bungalow Phase 3, and also Beachfront Phase 2. Beachfront Phase 2, and same thing, under the umbrella of Landmark, also Avocado, where 3-bedroom apartments with a penthouse, were allocated. So I think for allocation this year, those are the company that were able to carry out allocation, and this is very important part of what makes prospective investors very keen about investing in any company at all, or buying a property, because when people buy, they want to be allocated, and especially for beachfront phase 2, being able to commence allocation with the speed and energy with which it did it, it was very interesting. And for those clients that haven't been allocated yet, I think the challenge of because of the nature of the land at the moment, or at the point when the allocation was being carried out, required that there's some fill in through the expanse of land to be for some clients to be able to reach where their allocation, their land is, or where the allocation is supposed to be. I believe that as time goes on, though, it's a very enormous and it's an enormous space. I could tell the very first time I go there. So, but with time, I know that with the speed with which they're going, the allocation will go around, and every nooks and cranny of the state will be allocated to their respective owners.
Yeah, I think you mentioned everything, like all those properties really. When it comes to what's it called now, Fairfield and Eastland Gulf, they are the same estate. They are within the same estate. So when it comes to those two properties, they do allocation all the time. It's like monthly for them. So we're not surprised. So what Mr. Oyele was saying about beachfront, you remember that the video I brought to you the other time of beachfront allocation, I was saying that there are a lot of people, all my clients that were allocated, have not been able to walk. The road network has still been worked on, has still been sand filled. So right now, no plots of none from my clients that we've been able to say, oh, we can walk to it and show them, take a picture, because a lot of you wanted me to take a picture, send you a video of it. But definitely we've been assured sand filling is still ongoing. It's continuing, even in the midst of everything, it's continuing. So definitely between the end of January and February, we've been assured that you can come back, and then those of you who've been allocated, we can walk to your land and get you those images that you're looking for. And like Mr. Oyele also said, it's a gigantic project, so please just be patient, all of you, and allocation will get to everybody. Have you noticed that one of the challenges that we had this year in our line of work was getting those affordable properties to bring to our audience, especially properties around the Bedrileki that have title, because we are always about lands that have title. You noticed this is becoming scarce?
Of course, Lagos is becoming smaller every day with regard to what portion of land is left that hasn't been occupied yet.
Yeah.
So people are investing heavily in real estate, and before you know, we've run out of land with proper titles to sell, and that is why having to go outside of Lagos, now became an option. Ekpe, for example, is now a hot cake compared to what it used to be.
I mean, Lavu is in Ekpe selling for 10 million.
Yeah. Also, apart from Ekpe, Grasses Morganite, offered us a property in Ibadan. And you can imagine all the way from Lagos down to Ibadan. And a lot of people, are catching on the vibes now, investing not necessarily in Lagos, but property, any location in major cities in Nigeria that can yield meaningful return on investment. So, I think it's inevitable, given the way things were going in Lagos. We knew that at some point we would need to, expand our tentacles outside Lagos to neighboring cities where we can also get good return on investment.
Yeah, it's always about that return. So it doesn't matter now, as long as, even if it's in Ogun State, as long as we have prospects there. I mean, you have prospects around the area that indicates that very soon price of property in that area will go up. And when we're talking about return, we're also talking about comparing it based on what you invested. Like Ruby that he mentioned is selling for just 900,000 naira. So when it becomes like 1 million, 1.1, and you invested just 900, that's 100,000, 200,000, increase already. So you wouldn't be comparing something like that 100,000, 200,000 increase to somebody who bought property for 10 million naira, who got a return of 2 million, 3 million, because compared to the money that they invested. So you get what I'm saying? So finally, I think we should talk about, we're seeing some new properties now that just recently launched and they are making waves, trending.
Yeah, trending especially is Amen Estate Phase 3 that that launched recently, and for a safe investment, this option is a very hot one, and anyone who has the opportunity now is the best time to key in, because Amen Estate has already built a very trustworthy brand with Amen Estate Phase 1, Amen Estate Phase 2. So we've seen them at work, and we can trust that they will deliver. And that in itself, that reputation drives appreciation for whatever property that they offer. So though we've not been able to officially access the land now for marketing purposes, but you can be sure that if you invest into it, you would not have any reason to regret that later on. And also, apart from the main estate, I think we have another estate where we're supposed to mention, which is Peak Phase 4. Yeah, Peak Phase 4. I've been there personally, and it's a dry land. It's not too far from the express, and given that location, it is meant to appreciate. So we have those two properties now that I would say are quite recommendable for anyone who's looking to invest in property that would appreciate in a matter of years or a few years.
So those are the properties, those are two properties that stand out for now among those properties that recently launched, that was just launched, that are trending. And that of Women Estate Phase 3, that of Pink Bungalow Phase 4, that of Phase 4, we can trust that it will do well simply because of all we've said so far. For Peak Phase 3, they did really well for Peak Phase 3, so we're expecting that the same thing will happen for Peak Phase 4. And when you think about the cost of land now, and you think about what it costs to build as well, cost of materials, building materials, especially because of the dollar to naira rates, exchange rates now, it's houses are becoming more attractive to buy, and with bungalows, this one is coming very cheap. So you enter at that stage, you'll be among those that are getting it at very, very affordable price. And there's nothing to add about Amen Estate. Amen Estate is Amen Estate. Moreover, the previous episode that I did of this show, I talked about Amen Estate Phase 3, went into detail about it. So there's really nothing to say. All I'm going to say is that your 2022 investing, if you want to start it, you can look into these two properties, start with these two. And then Ruby as well is selling. We still have a day before Ruby goes up at 900,000 a plot. If you act within the next 24 hours, you'll be able to still get Ruby City Badon for 900. That's your full. So those are the properties you can consider to start investing in 2022. So it's been fun.
Yeah, very, very fun. And I want to assure you that we are working diligently to look around for the best investment options in terms of property for you. And when we get the one that we can vouch for, we will bring them here for you so you can get the information and go and invest in them if you would like to.
Definitely. We are not we don't bring all and everything, like every property we see to you. We have to make sure that it's something we want to invest in, we'll bring for you. So we'll keep looking, we'll keep finding those properties that we can trust, and those properties will also feel that they have potential for great return in the very near future. Look through the channel, you see a lot of videos that we've uploaded recently that you can also make a buying decision on. So until we come your way again, we are Mr. and Mrs. Oyele. Thank you so much for watching.
Namaste.
Bye.